YouTube? It's Sunday, 11 o'clock in the morning, and I got the Bridg'd Omega Onyx edition here, and it is Sunday, like I said, and I received this on the 3rd. Today's the 6th, so I got it on the 2nd, but I did the video after I got home from work on the 3rd, which was like 1 o'clock in the morning. And, well, I wasn't really pleased. I had some issues building. I got my leads, they started fraying, the aliens, they kind of, sometimes if you don't get your clippers, if they're not sharp enough, or sometimes you just kind of miss, you pull and you got stray wires and stuff, and I had all sorts of issues with that. Anyway, I was going to, instead of just, publishing the first look like I always do with the errors that I always make, I was just going to redo it and do a different style of video. And then, well, after I shot the video, went to bed because I had to get up early, had to go to work 4 hours early, and then I actually worked 16 hours that day, blah, blah, blah. Long story short, I wasn't going to publish this video, but then I said, I try not to cuss on here, but fuck it. So I made some edits that I'm not happy with, but I wanted to do what I do, and I fast forwarded through a little bit of stuff. There's a little cut there, and I say I hate it, but I hate it. Anyway, here it goes. The rest of what you're about to watch was shot on the 3rd and almost in its original form. So I wanted to prelude that stuff with this and tell you why there's edits and crap. So anyway, thanks for watching. Watch the rest. It's coming. All right, good evening. What's good, YouTube? This is Chris with billetbox.info, and we have something new to show you. So something a little old, but, well, it's not old, it's new, but, based on something old. We have the Bridg'd Omega, which is the most recent Bridg'd. If you are familiar with the Bridg'd, we had the V1, which looks like this. We had the V1.2, which looked like this, and this one's juicy. I just pulled it out of a Boro. Came in this box. This is my original. I had several of these, but I'm down to keeping like one of each one. Then there was a Bridge V1.2 Plus, and if I'm not mistaken, I never got one. They came in a clear tin or clear plastic round box like this. But then the finale came out, and it came out in a baggie or a little pouch like this. This is a V2 that I got. But anyway, the Bridg'd Omega is what we have here, and this is the newest in their line. These are going to come in 2 finishes, stainless steel and onyx, which this one is a onyx version, and that is a black finish. So these are made of 316 stainless steel. Just like the V2, it's got a threaded, or a 4mm chimney, and this time it's gone back to threading. The 1.2 had threading. If you look here, this threaded onto there, and then they stopped that. But anyway, we'll get to that. Use the same 510 adapter as the V2. Airflow is the same as the V2. Comes with a 1.2, a 2.5, a 3.0, 3.5, and 4.0. Different drip tip, and the RRP is the same, which is 185. 185 plus shipping is what I paid for this one. And this is the only one I got, and probably the only one I'm going to get because, well, I can't really buy much anymore lately. So anyway, let's go down and take a look at it. Also, I have not outside of a Waro to show you comparison, but that's the V2. I should have took it out, but the V2 is here. V1 is here. They've come a long way in the engravings. V1.2 is here, dual-sided, and then anyway, I don't have a 1.2 plus or a finale to show you. So here we are, Bridg'd Omega NFG Onyx version, and it's in a clear plastic tin. And this is what we get. We got the bridged, and then we got a baggie of baggies. Dump all these baggies out and show you what we got, and then we'll get to this. All right, we got a key here, which this is doesn't have any engraving or anything on it, but you can use it for removing your 510 adapter or other functions. We'll put everything back in the bag as we go, especially the stuff we're not going to use right now. It uses the same 510 adapter, which we're going to need. I've got one somewhere, but I'm not sure if I have it handy, so rather than looking for it, we'll just use this one that almost went on the floor. All right, set that aside. That baggie back in there so we can save that baggie. Here's our airflow pins. Like I said, they're 1.2 up to 4.0, and I'm not sure what's going to be in there. There's definitely the 1.2 there. That could be the 4.0, so it might have a 3 or a 3.5 pre-installed. Where's the missing one? There it is. That's probably a 3, so there's probably a 3.5 in there. And I think I'm going to just go ahead and build it with that 3.5. The 4 is nice, but it's sometimes a little too airy. So we have some grub screws, a hex key, and some various O-rings, which those look like they could be for the drip tip. Those don't look like they'd... I don't know. We'll see if we need to. Let's set that aside. And as with all the other billet boxes, or all the other bridges you get a billet box button, and this one is in black to match the RBA itself. And we'll throw that in that bag. And then we have a new style drip tip. This is a vase style, and if you'll give me just a moment, I will show you the difference between this and the 1.2. But before I do, I need a sip of water. All right, so this is a vase style drip tip, and fortunately, if you get a black Onyx RBA, you get a black integrated drip tip that comes with it. Now this was the V2 drip tip. I don't think I have. Yeah, I don't have any of the. Oh, there's a 1 point. This is a 1.2 drip tip. But the the V1 drip tip was just a few millimeters taller than the V1.2. So you'll have to take my word on that. But that looks like a really nice drip tip. So base style, we'll use that. We'll put this 1.0 aside, and we are going to put these in here. Get that out of the way. We need this. We'll get this out of the baggie. And this is the Bridg'd Omega. That's the front. Got a little panda there shooting a birdie with an NFG engraving, and then NFG on the back. No serial number on the bottom. Like I said, it's bore on the chimney is 4mm, just like the V2, and we got threading on it, which the 1.2 had threading as well. And the reason people wanted threading is so they could make it. Some people think it was easier to put it through into your boro, but I'm not going to do that when I put it in the boro. I'll show you how I do that. It should work on this one. It does on all the others. So here's the Bridg'd Omega and the V1. Pretty much the same size. But one thing to note is the Omega has rounded off edges as opposed to the square style there. So that's the V1. V1.2 looks pretty much just like the V1, just with better engravings and some minor changes to the deck, which this probably has, yeah, got a nasty coil in it, so I'm not even going to bother. letting y'all see that. I'll show you the difference between, yeah, that one's cleaned out. or it's not cleaned out, but it's not got a build in it. Show you the evolution of, or not the evolution, but between the V or the Omega deck and the 1.0 deck. And one thing to note, those the wicking holes right here and right here haven't changed at all on not a single version. They're always in the same place. So there's a difference in the deck. The depth is about the same. Looks like you got a little more room for your juice or for your wicks. Maybe not. I don't know. With that rounding, you probably lose a little bit of wick area. So, but let's get to building on it. Oh, let's see here. Just to show you the airflow pins. Just basically, you can. I might be able to finger tight this. Oh, yeah, there we go. They just thread out, and you can see that coming out of the center there. You should be able to change these out without actually, taking your build out, because it's not associated with the posts. So, but anyway, to put your new airflow, yeah, and that definitely looks like the 3.5. Wow, my finger is all jacked up. Must have cut it on a wire at work. I work with a lot of wiring and fibers at work, so you just pop it in there and then thread it back in. And I'm just going to get it finger tight as I can, using my thumbnail to kind of catch a hold of it. And I just take my, kind of give one more little turn there. That should be good enough to get a good solid connection that doesn't back off. So anyway, let's grab our builder here. Get out of the way, drip tip. Let's move you out of the way to old style bridges. There we are. Those over here. All right, so this uses the same build adapter as the V2. There's threading on the bottom here, and it just threads into your adapter. There we are. That's pretty smooth. Oh, one thing to note when I was pulling that off, that is really smooth. Anyway, very good machining. So we'll thread this onto our builder and get to stepping. All right. We're not reading anything. Wow. Because we don't have a coil yet. But yeah, anyway. All right. So this should take the same. Yeah. Still the same. This is the same. I think it's a 1.3 hex that you would use to take the screws off your billet box. And you got plenty of room under there to put a pretty chunky coil, as you can see. As I back this side, well, that side's out. Let's see. Oh, that's the side I took out. See if you can see that as I pull that screw up. Can't really see it that good. Oh, there you go. That angle you can see. There's plenty of room to put a nice chunky billet in there. I'm going to put a 3mm coffin coil in there. This is a 328/38 3mm at about 0.35 in 80. And the last one I've got. Ain't no motherfucker in this world could do it like me. Open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough love in myself, in my psyche. You should have the same in your brain nightly. If you wanna loading good now. Firing up fast. There we go. All right, so our position is about right there, and we're right above. Yeah, we're just dead on center with the airflow, or the air coming up through the middle there, and it's 3mm. So let's grab some cottonwood. We end up with, 0.56, 0.51. Should be a little lower than that. Yeah, let's run with it. All right, let's get some 3 millimeter. Well, we'll go with the Cloud 9 today. A little bit off of here. Try not to make this video too long. Roll that up a little bit. And we're going to shove that through. Way more than I need here. Just about perfect on the thickness there. So I'm going to take and just kind of snip on the edge of the deck. You don't have to do that little triangle cut there. Just kind of thins it out just a tad bit. I'm not going to really pull much. I'm not going to thin it out too much. I'm going to kind of leave it about right where it's at and flip it down into the channel. Make sure it's touching the bottom. And what I like to do right here is make sure it's down, pushed down into the channel. I'll take my juice that I'm going to run. Good with this. The juice doesn't matter what it is. I'm going with a lemon jam monster if you care. And a little couple fires here. Then I'm going to make sure this is all good and soaked up and kind of just push this cotton around. Make sure I've got room in there. Make sure nothing's over the center airflow, and it's not. All right, throw some more juice on there. And I'm happy with it. See, we came out to about a 0.5, so let me put this back on here. Make sure that we didn't develop any kind. Nope, we're good to go. So we can take this off of here. And there we have it. We're ready to throw that in a Boro. So what I like to do here is I'll take my Boro. I've got one set up here for this. And I'll take the top part. Now you could just take that part out, shove it through there, and then screw it on in there. But what I like to do is this. Just take the whole thing. This is how I did the 1.1 and 1.2, and I'll just take my tweezers, line it up, and push it through the top. Actually, I might have to. It's the first time I've done this one. Push it through. And I'm going to have that side in the front. So we're going to line that up with this side on the front here. Drop that down. Oh, that little extra on the barrel there, you can't get it up as high as you can with the others, but it'll still go on there. And that just snaps together. Push it down through the bottom. Line that up the way you want it. Make sure it's good and going through. And that is it. And sometimes I'll take just kind of carefully push a little hole through there. Poke the hole, as Ross calls it. Throw our glass on there. Find our juice again. Fill it up about halfway or maybe 3/4. That'll be enough for now. Some of the glass. Clean that up real good. And there we have it. Big old air bubble coming out already. Let's drop this down into a billet.
Okay, but first you have to unlock your device.
Yeah, I wasn't talking to you, Google. Get this drip tip here. I like it. See what we're reading. 0.56. We'll hit that at about, yeah, we'll hit that at 30. And let's go up here and take a look. See, get a first hit on this thing. There she is. Ooh, that is a very comfortable tip. That tastes good too. That's tasting like it's supposed to. I'm trying, what I'm looking for is I'm trying to see if we got any bubbles going on there. Yeah, there we go. We got a little bubble trying to happen there. Big fat bubbles. No small bubbles. So we're hitting this at, let me take this down just a little bit. I think I'm hitting, I like to hit it about 4 volts, and with 0.56, excuse me, 29 watts should be a little better. What's 1 watt matter, right? Let me put this panel on here. We can see what it sounds like with just the airflow on the side there. Pretty smooth. That drip tip is really comfortable. Flavor's good. I like it. We got some bubbles coming. Big fat bubbles. Here, I'll show you that. Let me take it down. Alright, let's hit it and I'll show you that. The bubbles here. Big fat bubbles coming up. Good Lord. It could be the angle, but good Lord how fat them bubbles are. You ever seen such fat bubbles? I've seen some bubble trains, but these bubbles are huge. Good Lord of mercy. It's wicking though. Alright, let's take it back up here. Hit this thing a few times. Put that cover back on. Give me a sip of drink before I get started. Alright, here we go. One. Two. Good saturated vape, too. 3. 4. 5. We'll just go 5. No dry hits there, but I'm getting a little head rush here. I like it, and it looks awesome in there. But this is the Onyx. There's also going to be a stainless steel. But yeah, that is a good looking thing. Let's go back down one more time here. Yeah, those bubbles are coming up big and fat. Good Lord of mercy, look at that. But anyway, like I said, this is made of 316 stainless steel. There'll be another drop soon. Their RRP is going to be 185. Let me put some more juice in there. Give it some more room to bubble up, you know what I mean? But yeah, 316 stainless steel. This is the Onyx version. There's going to be a stainless steel version, which, you know, they're still made of stainless steel, but the finish will be stainless steel. And yeah, that is it. That is the Bridg'd Omega, and this is the Onyx version. There you have it, guys. That's the first look at the Bridg'd Omega. I'm Chris with billetbox.info. Thanks for watching, and give this a little more playtime and we'll get with it. I like the build I got in there. I kind of wish it would have been down a little bit more. I'm not sure how or why it got to 0.58 instead of around 0.35 to 0.4, but we'll figure that out later. So anyway, I just wanted to give you a quick first look at this thing. And again, remember, these aren't reviews. These are just, you know, taking it out of the box, throwing it together, and letting you see the final result. Had no issues putting it together, except for the man, that finish is pretty though. We had a little issue with the wire through the posts touching the side of the chamber, but that's it. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Have a good night.